Hello everybody and welcome to Zara's Storybook. I'm Zara Ariana Mandan and today I'm going to be reading for you Head First Porridge in the Pot. Written by Sean Teller and illustrated by Carla Daly. Anna and Benny had a farm in the hills. They had one brown cow and some hens and a sheep and a goat, and a big field of hay. They lived in a wooden house in the shelter of the grass mound. One morning, Benny sat down on his old rocking chair and sighed. "Why are you huffing and puffing?" Anna asked. "I'm tired," Benny said. "I've got to cut the hay." "You're just lazy," said Anna. Benny frowned. "You'd complain too if you had to do what I do," he said. "Are you sure?" asked Anna. "Oh yes, as sure as a man can be," said Benny. "I do more work in one day than you do in 3. "Well, if that's what you think," said Anna, then I cut the hay and you can stay here and do all the things that I usually do." "All right," said Benny. You can start by pouring the tea," said Anna. So here's a picture of Anna and Benny. He doesn't look very happy. Anna doesn't either. You think they might be happy in the end? I think so too. What do I have to do then?" asked Anna. "Cut the hay in the field," said Benny. "And I suppose all I have to do is rock the baby and make the bed." "That's right," said Anna. "And feed the sheep and milk the goat and clean out the chicken shed and sweep the floor and beat the rug and chop the wood and wash the sheets and make the fire and cook porridge and take the brown cow to the grassy field." So here's Anna doing all his work again. At the first place she's looking happy, but then she's looking pretty tired and exhausted. Anna set off for the hayfield, and Benny sat down with a smile. Well, this will be a fine day," he said. "Those jobs won't take long." He stretched his legs and looked around the room. "I might just drink another cup of tea," he thought. He drank his tea and sighed happily. "Those jobs won't take too long. They won't take long at all," he said to himself. "Maybe I'll have a small cheese sandwich. Yum." He started his sandwich and fell asleep by the warm fire. So here's his cheese sandwich, the porridge, and also he's snoozing. It looks kind of funny, right? Because he's like And also, now let's go back to reading. An hour later, he woke up. Well, he yawned. I better get those things done. So he made the bed and rocked the baby and put the food for the sheep in a sack by the door. Then he found the bedroom and swept the floor. He sharpened the axe and chopped the wood and tied up the goat. He milked the goat, took the milk bucket indoors, and put the sheets in the wash tub. Now he's doing all those jobs. He's looking happy, but now he's looking exhausted again, just like Anna is. Then he took the rug outside and started to beat it. All this hard work was making him thirsty. I better get a cup of apple cider, thought Benny. Benny went down to the cellar. Apple cider was in a large barrel. Benny put his put his cup under the tap and turned it on when suddenly, crash! Benny rushed upstairs. The sheep had come in and opened the door and was standing in the kitchen. It had knocked the milk all over the floor. Benny splashed through the milk and pushed the sheep out of the door. He's looking pretty angry, isn't he? And also the sheep's looking frightened. Now Benny will take that will take Benny a really long time, won't it? Now he'll be even more exhausted. Soon he was mopping up the mess when he heard a strange noise swishing around from the stairs. What could that be? Thought Benny. Hurried back down to the cellar and splosh! He saw that he left the tap running. He was up to his ankles in apple cider. And just then the baby started to scream, so he rushed upstairs again. Benny rocked the baby and washed the sheets in the wash tub and scrubbed the floor and cleaned out the chicken shed. Then he hung out the sheets that second. Look, now he's looking very, very exhausted, right? Maybe rushing with his job wasn't such a good idea, wasn't it? It started to rain. Then he ran inside from the garden and dropped into his rocking chair. I'm so tired, he thought. I'll just take a little nap. But when he saw the time, he was so surprised that almost fell flat on the floor. Anna was coming back. He had 5 minutes to make the porridge and take the cow down to the grazing field. Anna won't be happy at all if these jobs aren't done. So here's Benny got stuck in the rain, and also now he's looking exhausted because he thinks Anna would be really cross. Anna actually will be cross, won't she? So he found the oats, stopped the fire, and put the porridge into the pot. But how was he going to take the brown cow down to the grassy field and stir the porridge at the same time? He rubbed his chin and started to fire. Then suddenly he remembered the grazing mound behind the house. He rushed outside, tied a rope around the cow's ankle, and took her up to the grazing mound. Then he dropped the rope down the chimney. He ran back to the fireplace and tied the other rope on his ankle. Now the brown cow can't run off, he said to himself, and the porridge will still be ready on time. But the brown cow had never eaten on the grass mound before. She was used to the grassy field which was long and flat. There would walk and eat and walk and eat, and she never bothered to look where she was going. Uh-oh. So now she just kept on walking and kept on eating. Soon she had pulled onto the roof of the house and was eating the grass that grew in the gutters. Benny was so busy stirring the porridge that he didn't notice the rope disappearing in the chimney. The brown cow kept walking across the roof when she came to the edge, and she fell off. The rope yanked Benny by the ankle. Whoops! Benny fell flying in the chimney. At that moment, Anna came back from the hayfield. She saw that the sheets hanging in the rain and the brown cow hanging from the roof. "Benny!" she yelled, bursting in the house. But she couldn't see. But all she could see was the pot of porridge over the fire. She couldn't imagine where Benny was or why he had hung the brown cow on the roof. That was a bit of a silly idea, wasn't it? "Moo!" complained the cow. Anna rushed out to cut the rope, and well, you know what happened next. "Moo!" cried the cow as she landed back on the ground. "Wah!" screamed Benny as he fell down the chimney and head first into the porridge. Anna laughed and she cried. So his head dumped in the porridge. It looks kind of funny, right? And Anna is laughing and crying. Even her cheeks are red. And even the chickens have broken the house. And here's some of his bread that he had for his cheese sandwich and his cup of tea. "Tomorrow I'm going to cut the hay," said Benny, trying to scrape the porridge out of his hair. Anna looked at him and wiping tears from her eyes. "Are you sure?" she asked. "Oh, yes, as sure as a man can be," said Benny. He doesn't even notice that porridge is on his hair and his moustache. Anna is still crying and laughing, and her cheeks are still red. And that's the end of the story. So the moral of this story is that Benny and Anna both work hard. Like Anna works indoors and Benny works outdoors, but today they decided to switch jobs. And also they found out that they both worked hard and one didn't work hard like another. So I hope you enjoyed the story that I just read for you and the morals and summaries that I tell you and teach you. If you want to see more of my episodes, listen to more of my stories, and learn more of my morals and summaries, like and subscribe to Zara's Story blog. Bye!